Welcome back, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, and let's get into the video.
Sweet. Question on recovery or sleeping and training. Should you skip out on recovery to get an extra session in, or should you rest more to then potentially get a better quality training session? Um, Me personally, sometimes it can be I'll have a different answer depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
If I'm fatigued and my body's feeling it. Like everyone in the clubs like knows when I'm not rolling because I stay in my joggers and I make it very apparent. And I'd say I've got the privilege of having a seasoned trained body now to know my joints, everything well enough to kind of go, no, I need to have a bit of a rest. And me personally, now I will prioritize rest. But there are days when I just need to train.
Yeah.
Like just mentally. And on those days, even if I am beat up, I will get some rounds or do some kind of like movement flow rounds. Like we get them quite there. There's a few others I can
light rounds.
Yeah, light rounds. Yeah, not a fight. And or I'll do something else physical. But like sometimes on the days when I do mentally need it,
Yeah,
I will kind of ignore my body. Like yourself.
Yeah, no, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Like, I think if you, similar to what you said, if you've got your schedule and you're going to come in on Tuesday and you had a shit sleep on Monday, you're coming in, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're not waking up and going, oh, let's check my whoop and, oh, I've had, of course, Mr. Optimal would say,
Yeah.
don't train. But I think if you schedule to train, fucking train. But realistically, consistently over time, if you've got poor sleep, you need to address why you've got poor sleep.
Yeah.
Because you're going to break down, and you can't just and you can't just train 6 days a week and have shit sleep and expect good results. That's not going to work out.
I'm sure you've been there. I've been there, and it. I mean, you don't tend to feel it until 3, 4, 5 months down the line.
Yeah.
When like you will feel it. Like you'll feel tired. You'll feel a bit. You won't recover as quickly. But in the long run, when something goes, or your reaction time's not there, and you don't tap in time to a submission, or like you just miss your footing because you're tired, and then a bigger injury comes from that. That's when it's going to bite you in the ass, not just from the little cold you're going to get or the lack of sleep or the extra aches you're going to have. It's going to be, for me anyway, those big injuries.
Yeah. For me, it's as well like, what are you sacrificing? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Like, are you trying to be the best grappler that you can be, or are you just trying to improve? Because if you're trying to be the best grappler you can be, then you are going to have to do whatever it takes, and that might mean lack of sleep. But if you're looking to just get better, you've got to be looking at your sleep being improved, haven't you?
100%.
And being in a good spot.
I think as well, like it'll be looking at the individual situation as well. So like, because the majority of the sports isn't professional athletes. They're family people, usually working full time, got other commitments outside of here. And like I said, if you're scheduled in or you've arranged with your partner, like due to parenting duties or like work scheduling or even date nights with your partner, like if you're scheduled in maybe on a Monday, Wednesday or a Tuesday, Thursday, and it's pretty difficult to get in other nights or other days, you may prioritize the training over the recovery because those are the nights you're not going to be able to get in. So I think trying to figure out the scheduling and like, is it crucial to go? So like, if you can only go in those set nights, then it might be a bit more crucial for you to go because it's your personal time, it's your training time. You want to come and socialize, you want to just get out of the house and do something for yourself for an hour. But if you've got the option to train pretty much whenever you want, or that you've got a lot more flexibility there, then I think you should take a bit of a deeper look into your recovery and be a bit more forgiving to yourself and a bit more flexible with yourself in your scheduling.
Yeah, and I go into as well. I think most people are not good at sleeping. Like they've not got good sleep hygiene. Most hobbyist grapplers, like when they come in, they're chugging a monster or they look tired. They've been at work all day. You know, we all have to work, unless you're a professional grappler. But yeah, I mean, how many times do you also need to train to get better? You know, I think the consensus people think it's twice a day, which is unrealistic, or 5 times a week, and sustainably that you can't train 5 times a week if you're working full time and you've got a kid or multiple kids. You've got to balance the books, haven't you?
100%. I might say that's a whole subject that we can go into there to like optimally how to train more optimally for your time.
Yeah.
Like say if you are in more frequently, you're gonna want to maximize your time in just as much as the ones that are less frequently in, because you don't want to be in 5-6 days a week and be progressing at a shit pace compared to the person who can come in 2 or 3 days a week, but they
technically
optimize
picking
their
it
training.
up, technically picking things up better. I think a lot of people that come in, I know we're spinning off the sleep bit to how many sessions, but if you're coming in 5 to 6 times, I think those people think they're getting better at a quicker rate, and they might not be.
No.
They might be a bit fitter in the rounds, and they might be getting battle hardened for those tough rounds, but technically they're not really getting that much better, I'd say.
I think we could definitely save that, get that on to another subject. But in the short or long of it, sounds like we've gone around the houses with the answer, but unfortunately it is one of those, it does depend on the individual. And I think it's, you're going to have to take a look at your own personal circumstances and weigh up the factors. Like if you're lack of sleep, to get the extra session in is going to affect your personal life and your work life, and you're not a professional, I think you may need to change your scheduling slightly.
Yeah.
If it's not, then you still need to look at it because you still need to recover, but you've got a bit more freedom and flexibility there to kind of move your sessions around and try and maximize your rest, whereas those that don't have the flexibility may have to be a bit stricter, but then maybe change the style of sessions they have when they come in, maybe.
Yeah. And also, if you're training in the evening and you finish at 8 p.m, you can't be staying up till 1 o'clock if you're trying to be professional and trying to get better at jiu-jitsu, because then you sleep shit. So in one sense, you can't be professional what you physically do on the mat, and then unprofessional in your habits. And that's what I believe a lot of, I coach a lot of people that train grappling and the sleep's fucking awful.
Yeah.
But they're here on time and they train hard, but they're watching Netflix till 2 a.m. and playing on the phone, and they wake up at 6 and they're off to work.
Yeah.
So I think you got to be professional outside the gym as well, haven't you? Not just inside.
You can't function day to day on 4 hours kip, let alone function, work, train, recover, and get everything else done as well.
Yeah.
If you made it this far in the video, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment below with any questions you may want us to cover. Let us know what you think of the video as well. Give us your opinion on these, and make sure you stay tuned for the next one.